Bernard of Thiron, also known as Bernard of Ponthieu and Bernard of Abbeville, was the founder of the Tiron Abbey and the Tironensian Order. Early life. Born near Abbeville in 1046. At the age of 19 he was accepted at the monastery of Saint Cyprian, near Poitiers. He remained there 10 years before being transferred to Saint Savin-sur-Gardemp to fill the position of prior. When the abbot was convicted of simony in 1082, Bernard assumed the responsibilities of superior. Bernard left Saint Savin in 1101 when his nomination as new abbot was disapproved by Clunian Pope Paschal II. Life as a hermit. Bernard went first to the hermit Peter of Latoil before traveling to Vital of Savigny's earlier hermit community at Dampierre near Passais, where, following the example of the Desert Fathers, he lived detached from the world, in great poverty and strict penance. As a hermit, he supported himself by woodworking. He then went to Saint Médard, in the region of Saint-Mars-sur-la-Feuillade. He lived as a hermit there for a short period of time before being discovered by fellow monks from Saint Savin. Unwilling to return to his previous post, Bernard fled to the island of Chaussee, between Jersey and Saint Malo, where he braved harsh conditions and lived in a cave. Before finally listening to his former companions, Bernard returned to the mainland, settling in Fontaine-Gerard near Châtillon-sur-Colmont. There he gained many followers to his hermit way of life, including Athelmus of Flanders. The community grew into a center for hermits, with many building cells around his. Bernard fame grew, eventually gaining the attention of the Saint Cyprian monastery. Abbot Renaud then called for Bernard to return to the monastery, bringing with him his new followers. Bernard returned and resumed the habit, as well as being appointed Renaud's successor. Later life and founding of Tiron Abbey. In 1100, Bernard was elected abbot of Saint Cyprian Monastery. He attended the Council of Poitiers, and Bernard and Robert of Arbrissel excommunicated Philip I, king of the Franks. That same year Paschal II made Saint Cyprian subordinate to Cluny. The following year, Bernard, Robert of Arbrissel, and Vitalis of Savigny preach in Normandy. In 1102 Bernard went to Rome to press Saint Cyprian's claims against the Cluny order. Once again retires briefly to Chaussee, before forming a hermit community at Chenetit, which separates from Vitalis of Savigny's earlier community. Desiring to live a life of greater austerity, in 1107 he and his friend Geoffrey, later abbot of Tiron, built a small house in a solitary place near Falgiers. A community began to form there. The success of the community aroused the jealousy of the Cluniac monks of Saint Denis of Nogent-le-Roi, who claimed tithes and burial fees from Tiron. Bernard then refounded his monastery on adjacent land in Thiron, Gardes granted to him by Bishop Ivo of Chartres. Here Bernard established the monastery that would become the Abbey of Tiron. With the aid of donations from the kings and nobles of France, England, and Scotland, Bernard established the Abbey of the Holy Trinity of Tiron in 1114. From here Bernard founded the Tironensian Order, based on a strict observance of the rule of Saint Benedict and an emphasis on manual labor. He remained there until his death in 1117. Athelmus of Flanders. Athelmus was a hermit and disciple of Saint Bernard of Thiron. Born in Flanders, Belgium, Athelmus is best known for founding the monastery of Abbeville and Charny. References. Bibliography. Bernard de Tiron, Dans Alphonse Victor Enriquet, Ferdinand Gauguin, Dictionnaire historique, topographique et biographique de la Mayenne, Gaupel, 1900-1910. Geoffrey Gross's The Life of Blessed Bernard of Tiron, The Catholic University of America Press, 2009. External links. Map of France showing places Bernard visited.